Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Welcome back to for April the 23rd, 26th show. And the tension in Glasgow is absolutely palpable. We're deep in the post-split drama of the Scottish Premiership, and the race for the title is a genuine three-horse sprint. Hearts are currently on 70 points, with Rangers breathing down their necks on 69, and Celtic are just behind on 67. Every single blade of grass matters now. How you doing, lads? Good evening.
Hi, Paul. How you doing? How you doing, Bridge?
Hi, Port Bear and Albert, and of course the techie boys in the background. Can I just say a huge shout out to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world? Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Thank you, Bridge. And how are you, Albert? How are you? How you been? How's your week been?
Tickety boo, mate. Tickety boo.
Good man, good man. And now, Bridge man, what about yourself? How's your week been?
Hi, excellent, pal. Thanks very much. Excellent.
Superb. I'm glad. Right,
I was
we'll
over
kick
at
off
I was over at Ibrox yesterday.
All
Seeing
right.
someone at one of my friends.
Good man.
I was sitting in the Rangers shop there, having a wee cup of coffee, you know. Lovely stuff. The place looks nice.
That's nice. That's nice, mate. I've been in a few times now. I've been a few times up there in the museum and stuff, which is really good. That's really good. Well, we'll kick off with probably the biggest story that's happened the week so far, in my opinion. Our captain, Tavernier, James Tavernier, came out on his social media account and basically, told everybody, the fans, he's leaving the summer. Albert, what's your feelings on the timing of it and our captain?
I think the timing's wrong. I don't think he should come out and done it the way he's done it. I don't think that's right. Because we've got to focus on these games. That's what the whole focus should be on. Just these games, nothing else, no distractions, and there's a big, huge distraction right away. So I'm not happy with the timing, to be honest with you, mate. But the fact that he's leaving, it's time for him to go anyway. You know what I mean? It's no help him. He's just time catches up with everybody. Nobody can outrun time. It's just one of the things. He should. If I was Tav, I would have went 2 years ago. But he didn't. Obviously, the good contract. Obviously, they've asked him to stay. So, but it's time for me to go, mate. I'm not that bothered. People say we'll miss him when he goes. Probably right, but time's time, and it's caught up with him when he had to go. So, that's about it. I mean, I'm not going to slag a guy or anything like that. I mean, I never did like him as a defender, but you cannot argue his numbers, mate. You'll never see it again in your lifetime. I think the young supporters will never see it, ever see this again. A right back scoring that amount of goals. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, mate. I think Southside tell me he's fourth in the world for defenders scoring. So it's unbelievable if you think it that way. But I think it's the time. I didn't want him to stay. I didn't want him to stay in the last 2 years, to be honest with you, because I just think he was taken away for what he actually had done for Rangers. He was starting to bite into his legacy a bit. So he had to go. It's time to go. He realised it himself. So just the timing, mate. That's all I'm concerned about.
Bridgeman, what's your opinion on the timing and I'm going to ask you as well, and the fact that he put it on his own socials before anything was said by the club. How are you feeling, Bridge, about
that? I'm not dead sure whether the club didn't know. So I would assume that the club knew he knew his decision and couldn't do anything about it because he was just going to leave in 6 weeks' time or something like that, you know. That's my thoughts on that. However, if he has done what you said there, possibilities, went onto his own YouTube page or whatever he's got, and said these things, I think it's not right, you know. The club should always be told before anything happens. And secondly, with the club should always be telling what's happening rather than just no saying it at all. So I agree with Albert, and I can assure you there's thousands of Rangers fans who think the same thing. The man's been a star for us, scored a lot of goals, but over the last 2 seasons, this season and last season, I think he's actually been carrying a couple of knocks, and I think he's only came to this last couple of weeks for me, but too late anyway. Greatest respect for James Tavernier for what he's done for my club, and I would always welcome him back. Absolutely no problem at all. But I wanted him to go last season and the season before. I thought he shouldn't be captain, but he did, and he's pulled us through as a captain for a couple of seasons now. But his contribution from a goals perspective is just unbelievable. Nobody anywhere in the world can argue about his contribution. You know, you certainly know Mbappe or any of these other guys who will go in the world. But my God Almighty, he actually 100 and something goals. Oh my God, it's just amazing, just amazing. But sad he's leaving, of course. I was hoping that they would get a what do you call it for him? Testimonial, but maybe we're not doing that anymore.
Well, James Tavernier, lads. So he was signed by Mark Warburton for Wigan back in 2015. Basically, he scored 144 goals in 562 appearances, as you said earlier on. Albert for right back, a feat that I agree we'll never see again. He's won the league in 2021. He claimed a 55th title, stopping them getting 10 in a row. He's won a Scottish Cup and a League Cup. Is that enough, lads, for a Rangers captain over 11 years? Has he been value for money? You know, so Albert, I'll go to you with this. Has he been value for money? And has he won enough as a captain of Rangers?
He's definitely value for money. In fact, I would say in Rangers history, recent history, anyway, in the last 10, 20 years, he's the best value for money we've ever had in that period. Maybe even longer, maybe even in the history of the club. I don't know, but he's definitely been value for money, no doubt about that. He's all the goals he scored, it's unbelievable. Has he won enough? Of course he's not won enough. It's not just down to him, no. I mean, he's been a part of some really stinking teams, no. I mean, he's just can't win. Everybody's forgetting about this. They're blaming him for this, that, and the next thing. No, he's not my favourite player, but I'm not going to slag him. He just can't defend for me. He just cannot do it, mate. But it's not his fault. He's never won enough trophies, mate, as the way people are trying to put it out. Because the boys have been playing in a team, and they all forget it's a team game. No one player wins trophies on their own. Nobody. So if you're surrounded by poor players on about him, and let's be honest about it, he's been signed by some real duds all on about him. And he's won every trophy and the can be won, domestic trophy it can be won. So he's won every one of them. So you look at that and say, well, that's not bad for where we came from, the state the club was in and things like that. But he should have won more. The team should have won more. It's not just him. The team should have won more. The Gerrard season we won 55. We should have won the treble that year, mate. There's no doubt about that. That treble was there to be won. So I don't blame him for that. He's not going to get remembered for his trophy haul, but he'll get remembered for his goals, and he'll get remembered for some of the European nights he scored in and made it a brilliant atmosphere. And within Ibrox, he's played a big part in that as well. And the special nights, all the supporters will know the ones you're talking about, because they're electric, the nights, really, honestly, brilliant nights. So he's big part of that. He was the top goal scorer. He had the golden boot in the UEFA tournament when we went to the final. He scored in the final. He scored his penalty, as people have been pointing out all day. So there's more pluses to Tavernier than negatives. You know what I mean? He's gone in a high. He's on the Hall of Fame. He's on the board up at the Marble Staircase. He's on that as well. So to that point of view, the boy does well. One of the big things that impresses me with him, he actually conducts himself like a Rangers player should conduct himself. He really does, mate. He is. If you're going to show these young boys how you should conduct yourself, they just point to him. That's the way you should do it. Nice and quiet. He's someone with his business. No controversy after the pitch. He's just a nice man. Definitely a nice man, no doubt about that. And he deserves a lot of the praise he's going to be getting, and all the plaudits, and a lot of his own players he's played with, players he's played against have been giving him compliments. You know what I mean? And that's the big thing for the minute. That's what they all seek. They seek the approval of their fellow pros, and he gets that, hands down. He gets that. So for that point of view, superb. But his goal return for right back position is astonishing, mate. It's not just good; it's astonishing. It really is astonishing. You can't say any better than that. Can't he defend to save himself? But my God, he can score a goal.
Oh, don't bring that up, Albert.
Is his best part of his defending, guys? Is his best part of his defending? He's attacking. Because he's always pushing the defenders the other way, isn't he? Is that one of his best sort of attributes as a defender? That his attacking sense does push the other one back the other way.
You're certainly the report. He's following instructions, obviously, for managers as well. But his natural game is to go forward, mate. You can see he's a frustrated forward. He's always up there. He's always hanging about the centre forward position. I mean, sometimes, you used to say, if the young forwards, centre forwards especially, I just look at, what do you call them, Defoe, and look at Morelos and look at Roof and all that, if you want to know how to play centre. In our case, it's look at Tavernier, because he's never away for that centre forward position. I mean, he's when we're playing well and we're winning, he's an asset, a real asset. But when you're actually backs against the one you've got to defend, he can be a wee bit lackadaisical. He's not the only one, but I'd say that right away. He's not the only one. It's over the years has done that. But he's more pluses than negatives, mate. The guy's been a plus for the club, and he's been worth every penny. More than that. He's paid it all back more than 10 times, 20 times over, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I was going to say.
You go, Bridgman. Yeah.
There are times when, if you think about it, there are times when Tavernier's been absolutely wonderful, and he's played for most of the season against every team. He's been attacking, and the team were attacking. You know, this last, I would say, season and a half, they've been dogged with us having to play in defence, get a goalkeeper the ball, and let the goalkeeper, play it out to somebody. We're only going 15 yards there and then putting it back to the keeper again. All that nonsense. That's no Tav's game. Tav's game isn't anything to do with defending. I think we know that. Everybody that's seen him knows that. His game is from the halfway line up to the opposition goal line. That's his game, and he's really good at it. And he's quite fast, and he actually takes a good tackle when people get a tackle on him. But God, he's facing his own goal. We've seen it. He's caused many goals against us, against ourselves, by defensive blunders, or even just have blunders. So I'm not going to slag him and things like that. That's not my point. All I'm saying is, if you think the way we played as a formation, we wanted to attack, and we did attack, and Tavernier was fantastic when we were attacking as a team. Obviously, that changes, and he's changed. He's got a wee bit older, and the legs start to go a wee bit. And you can see any time he's played in the last season, and the ball runs past him up towards our goal, he'll not catch anybody. He's not going to catch anyone. He needs to play 20 yards inside our half or something, but he can't do that because he wants to attack.
Aye, whether he's criticised for his defending or marvelled for his goal scoring record, for a right back, there's days of time he's going to be a club legend in my opinion, because he's attributes. Not just that, he's an ever present guy. think of it. I mean, I struggle to think when the last time that man's been injured, and he's new 34, and they're saying that he's past it, his legs are gone. I still think he'll get, if he wanted it, and if he moved his family, I still think he could get a move to Saudi and get good money just because
I don't think he's
his goal
finished. I
ratio.
agree with that, mate. I don't think
No,
he's
he's not
finished.
finished, mate. Different now, innit?
He's-
Football's different.
He does
Where
take
you
care
go,
of
Barry?
himself as well. He does
Yeah.
take care of himself. You can see that. I mean, we got to remember when people talk about Tavernier as a right back having a bad game or a bad season, he's only scored 4 goals and he's only done 6 assists. That's a bad season for Tavernier. You're sitting going, he's a right back. He's not, we're always expecting him into double figures, scored double figures and did double figures and assists as well. It's madness. It's madness when you think about it. If he's, some forwards that don't score 4 goals a season. You know what I mean? But as Tavernier, when he scores 4 and maybe half a dozen assists, he's not having a really good game, a really good season this season. Any other team that's astonishing, you go, having a great season. That's for right back. He's having a great season. But he's still got it, something, but not at this level. Wherever he goes, I don't know if he needs a payday, I don't know if he wants a payday or he needs the sun or whatever, but he can still do a shift for some teams. What league, I'm not quite sure, mate. But probably America or probably Saudi. But again, who wants to go to Saudi now? Everybody's tossing ballistic missiles about the place down there, isn't it? I don't think I'll be going anywhere near there at the moment. Aye, so I still think he can play. He can still play.
Yeah, going forward, Danny Rowe's probably going to have a massive, massive choice in the summer because he's currently Dujon Sterling seems to be Danny Rowe's favourite. Tav, out of 33 games, Tav's played 23 because of Dujon Sterling's injury problems. Does the manager guys need to get to the transfer market to get either a first team right fullback, or can we rely on Dujon Sterling to be our number 1 right back and we bring in somebody? Because there is rumours about a Liverpool boy. They're looking at, they've scouted him plenty, a youngster, but a very good youngster. I've watched some clips of him today and had a good look. So do we rely on Sterling, boys, or do we have to dip into the market with serious money and get a full time fullback? Brisbane, what's your feelings on that, mate?
I think the latter. I think we've got to go to the market and get a plan in. No offence to Sterling, I just don't see. He can hardly command a place most of the games now. I think he's carrying a wee injury, and then all of a sudden he's injured again. These things they mount up on him. However, I mean, when he's on and he's running, he does everything. You can't complain too much about him. But I don't think he's a top Rangers quality fullback. He's got the height, he's got a build, he's got a bit of pace, and he's got a bit of gumption about him, He's no scared to tackle and things like that. But he injures himself more times than he gets injured himself more times than he tries to injure anyone else, if you follow what I mean. So he comes away with a lot of second prizes on his tackles. And that's unfortunate for him. Personally speaking, I really do want him to, wherever they got that boy we've got left back from the continent, go back there and get a right back, because he's a smashing player at left back, and we need a guy that's a smashing player at right back, and they must know the position and be confident. That's what we're looking for. I don't see Sterling being that.
Albert?
Sterling's the better fullback defensively than Tav at the moment. Going forward, Sterling, I would sell Sterling. I think we should go out and buy 2 new right backs, not just 1. I don't know if there's anything in the boys team, the under 19s or whatever it is now. I don't know if there's anybody in there for a backup, but I definitely think I would sell Sterling. I don't think he's reliable, mate. It's just he's not going to. I like Sterling, good player, old fit, smashing player, strong, fast, very good defender. But all right saying you're all day things, but you're sitting in the stand. Why? Because I'm injured more times than not. So I don't think the whole all the Americans want these kind of players anymore that sit in the stand a long time. Everybody gets injured, but it seems to be there's too many. We had too many on the books there. We're started gutting them out now, right enough. Matondos are going and Roof and all them are going, but we're starting to sort of gut all these type of players out. That they're not robust enough to play just 30 games a season. If you've got a decent enough squad, most players only play 30, 35 games a season. That's tops, you know what I mean? Tav's playing 50, 60 sometimes, you know what I mean? So that's the thing you'll miss the most. He's always available for his work. Same as Golson, that's the big thing you miss with Golson. He's always available for his work. Sterling. If I was Rangers, if I was the saying it, I'd be selling him. If you could get the money and go and invest we need two right backs now.
Aye, my opinion on it is I like Sterling, good in the air, strong in tackle, quick, reliable, a very reliable defender when he's available. But as I said, his body is made of chocolate, boys, and his injuries, he make injuries. You know what I mean? Because you get news that he's coming back, and then oh no, it's been delayed because of his injury. Got injury. You know what I mean? So, look, I'd like him to stay, but at the moment because he's lack of game time, as you said, Albert, it's again the Americans see him as money. I mean, you're in the stand, they're going, I'm paying you X amount a week, and you're not on that grass. So I think they just see the money side of it, and that's why I think they moved these players on to get the money freed up for possibly, as you said, mate, bringing two in. Going forward, guys, you touched on it earlier on, Bridgeman, about testimonial for Tav. Is that a thing in the past, or should there still be a testimonial with a celebration of a captain? Albert?
I don't think there's any rule on it regarding SFA rule or anything like that. I don't think there's any. It's just up to the club. It's the goodwill of the club if they want to do it, and it's normal. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I agree with it. Some cases aye, some cases no. I agree with players like Nisbet and McLaren and all that. Their careers get cut short. Things like I agree with that. Well, they've made good money over the last. Tav's made good money over the last 11 years, at least 5-6 years anyway. They agree with. Well, probably not. But if they go on it, wouldn't upset me. You know what I mean? He deserves it. Don't get me wrong. He's for the time he's put in at the club, and definitely for being available for his work. He definitely deserves that. Because probably if it went to a vote, I'd give an eye for it. But I don't think it's going to go. It's down to the club, isn't it? It's just strictly down to the club. I think it'll be well attended as well.
Aye, Brisbane.
Aye.
Mentioned it earlier.
Aye, I did. Indeed, I did. I'm torn. I think he would deserve a testimonial. He would deserve a testimonial for his services and what he's done for Rangers. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I don't know if the club is doing, given the situation money-wise, I don't know if our club is doing testimonials or allowing testimonials. So there may be a rule about there, maybe an unwritten rule now. They don't do them. It's been a wee while since I've heard about testimonials, to be perfectly honest. However, I'm sure that other clubs do it, But if we were going to do it, then there's hardly a player at our club deserves a testimonial more than him. He's done fantastic stuff for us. I'll tell you why. There was one game we were playing Hibs, Ibrox, and he took a free kick from probably somewhere around about 40 yards away from the goal, but near the Sandy Jardine stand. And he put the ball. I'm right behind the goal and up the Colton rear. And I watched that ball coming over, and I thought, oh, shit, he's hit it too hard. It's going to go. The ball put in. Oh, what a goal! Just from a fullback doing that. I was away. I was in the cloud nine, really and truly. So I would give him. The games that he saved for us. I would give him a testimonial. Whether the rest of the fans think he's worth it, I don't know.
Well, that's two, and I'm going to include myself in that. I think he deserves one. Says earlier on, he's been, he's, his service has been phenomenal, and when you think 11 year over 500 appearances, goal scoring record at right back defies absolute logic to me. And he's calling time on his time at Ibrox. You think about how when he signed, it was that we were still in the Championship. This is why I think he deserves one, right? We signed him in the Championship. He scored 10 goals that season that helped us get promoted from the Championship back to the Premier League. And then, as I said, he stayed about. He could probably left the club a couple of times. There's no doubt there's been people looking at Tav the whole time he's been at Rangers because of his attributes. But no, he stayed and he was loyal. And, you know, he stopped 55. He won his League Cup. He won his Scottish Cup and dragged us to a European final. But to me, that's what he's done's absolutely phenomenal. And I'm glad he's done that because as we talk about positives, Tav's got definite negatives to his game. And but I think the 150 goals over, oh sorry, 144 goals over 562 appearances. I think that and how he stayed loyal to the club and stuff like that. I think that goes a long way to deserve a testimonial. What's your feeling on that, Albert? Sorry.
I definitely think you should get it, mate. If I don't know, I mean, I can't remember the last Rangers player to get it. Testimonial. I think it might have been McLaren. I don't know, mate. I might be wrong on that one, but I can't remember. It doesn't happen that often. But there again, no many players stay at a club for 11 years. One club for 11 years. It's unbelievable. So, I definitely think you should get it. There's no mention it. Usually find that again into this season, it's all talk about you organising and when it's going to be and who the opposition, but there's been no talk of it at all. So you don't know what's been happening in the background because I believe that I get told today, I don't know if it's true, but I get told today that Rangers didn't know anything about the announcement that he came out with yesterday. Rangers weren't aware of it, that he was going to do that. So I don't know if they knew he was actually leaving at the end of the season. They just weren't ready or prepared for it to be released to the public. But so there might be some disagreements in the background we don't know anything about. But if it's all clear, if it's a clear level ground, I would definitely give him the testimonial because he more than deserves it with performances and turn up for his work and the way he's carried himself throughout his time at Rangers. Definitely.
Bridgeman, again, I'm going to just finish this wee bit halfway. What I just said about Tav. The thing he's done for the club, his loyalty, staying with the club for 11 years, is Albert touched on. Where does that happen now? Premier League, German League, any league you want to look across Europe. And we've spoken about it on the show, especially me and you, Albert, about football mercenaries. They genuinely stay at clubs for 2 or 3 years, and as soon as they get a nudge to a bigger club to get more money, they're off. And then you think about the Saudi League, if they get word about that, if they're agent, they're off and rubbing their hands. But what do you think about Tav's loyalty, Brisbane, to the club and obviously his stats?
His loyalty's been there all the time. There's been absolutely no doubt about that. And all the managers that have been there during the time have enjoyed his trust, and he was their captain. And he's done a fantastic job for Rangers from an official type perspective, representing the club, things like that. He's very, very good, and representing the team. We are more used to somebody who's a wee bit more gruff, in the fullback area. He's got qualities that people just don't realise. He's a smashing, nice to listen to. He's a smashing guy to talk to, and he likes playing for Rangers. He loves it, of course. I can't remember the name of his car he had when he first came to Ibrox, and within a couple of weeks he had this black car. I don't know what it was, Maserati or something like that. Amazing. All the punters walking up, looking out of the car park to see his car. That's Tav's car, you know. Oh, just amazing.
Yeah.
And everything he's done all the way up to present day. He's playing by example. You know, he's never stropped off. He's never fed up. He's never told them to F off or anything like that. I just know him, and he's done everything the managers have told him. They put him on the bench and then brought him back on, and so on and so forth. And he's done all that. Very obedient servant. And again, he was not the most famous captain we ever had, but he's what an example. I think he's been great for us. I really do. I'll say the last 18 months, I think it's been a wee bit more obvious than even I think anybody would realise the way his legs have gone. He's slowed down so much, and hence the reason why sometimes it caused a wee kerfuffles in the defence and lost goals and things. But no, I'm delighted with Tav. I hope he gets a wee testimonial and gets another couple of bob in his pocket and away he goes.
Agreed, mate. Agreed. I think it's time for the tune for the callers, troops. I think we'll ask the callers their favourite James Tavernier moment, their favourite goal. We'll see if there's a favourite tackle in there. We'll see if there's a defensive block. But aye, let's get a wee tune for the callers.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, 10 managers, 3 major trophies. You know, you should have won more. All the managers that's been there, I think it was Pedro Coutinho had him as a sort of vice captain, and then I think it was Gerrard that made him the captain. So Warburton, Coutinho, Gerrard, and many more managers, 10 as I says, and they've all made him captain. What does that tell you all about the man? You know, for getting it under Coutinho, starting to get it under Coutinho, and then taking it forward for there, and obviously solidifying his captaincy when Gerrard was there. What does it tell you that 10 managers have kept him captain, or been written about that, you know, captainship area? Albert.
Aye, the biggest thing I think he's kept for captain for is these work in the background and around the club, especially when you're bringing players into the club. His role getting people settled in and making them feel at home. I think he's excellent at that. He comes across as that's the type of guy, and he's a likeable guy. You can see it, the players, they like him. So that part of it, Gerrard done it as well. I think he gave him the captaincy because it was Gerrard that gave him the captaincy, as you said, Port. But I think he gave him the captaincy because he was looking at the team and people who are going to influence the team. Who are influencing the team, he likes his captain to influence the team. And everybody says he's shouting and ball. It's not about shouting and balling. Good captains influence the team by deeds, doing something. And he looked at him and he went, look, he could pull a goal out of nothing. He could score a free kick, a pressure penalty, or even score a goal for open play, which he's done plenty of, or create a goal even. So influence. He looked at, he never too many in his team that could do that. If you looked at that squad, I think that's why he homed in on him. He went, he's respectful of the guys. He can influence the game. He can pull something out of the bag when you're needing it. And he's liked and he's good at the diplomatic stuff behind the scenes and keeping everybody together. So I think that's why he became captain. And every manager that came in, they 10 I was trying to work out how many managers it was. Was it 10? 10
yeah,
managers?
10, mate, yeah.
That's unbelievable. 10 managers have all kept him. So he's got something. You can't deny it. He's got something. 10 managers can't be wrong, can they?
No, you know, and it's well documented, as I say, mate. You know, he's been heavily criticised, we've praised him, etc. You know, in Brisbane, what's your opinion on the fact that, as I said, 10 managers, he's always kept his, you know, why has he been kept at the level in Rangers that he's been at? Why has he always been like, you know, rude about the captaincy, and then, as I said, Gerrard solidified the captaincy? Why is that, Bridge? What is it that James Tavernier's got that all these guys seen, and you know, are we all wrong? Are we all wrong we know we can see his flaws, but are we wrong in terms of Tav's
Dependable.
ability and where Tav is? You know what I mean?
Dependable on the park. Because as I say, the way we were playing football, he was given free rein to run, and he was running. He was taking good free kicks. We had remember from where we were. None of our players could take the free kicks the same way as Tav, to be perfectly honest. And he scored a lot of goals from them and set up goals. You know, good crossing, and same with taking corners. A lot of our players are scoring goals from corners and from free kicks from Tav. Everything he did, it was good. Remember, we're talking about he was an athlete. You know, he was everything about him. He was good. He had pace to burn, going forward or going back. So he never had the same problems as Tav's got now over the last 18 months or so, maybe 2 seasons. He's got problems, and that's what you can feel it. You could feel it starting to turn. His legs have gone blah blah blah. But then, he was still, it's amazing to watch. As you know, you go there and you think, well, how many is Tav going to get tonight? That's the kind of bets that were going on. How many is Tav going to get tonight? Amazing stuff. Well, what a brilliant player for us, and a great captain. And that was, to me, he was dependable for everything. He talked to the players, he did everything right. I'm not saying he was a brilliant inspiration from so we had some captains that we Barry Ferguson shouting in their face and all that nonsense. He was nothing like that. But I don't know how he talked to them in the dressing room, but I doubt he was quite quiet. So I was very happy with him, and I think his influence on the team and the managers, all the managers that he played for, was dependability. That's why they played Tav and kept him as captain manager, and it's been proven all right through this, particularly the last 10 years or so. It's been excellent.
I agree with both of these. I think I especially agree with you, Albert, in terms of what goes on behind the scenes, how you hold yourself, and I think young players at our club should look to it. James Tavernier's been to keep his body in the condition that he keeps it in, because when you look at him, guys, he's an absolute machine. He's an absolute athlete, and that's what footballers need to be nowadays. Because in terms of if you're in European tournaments and you're getting to the latter stages, you can be up to 60 games a season. Almost double your league season. So you have to be ready. You have to be fit. You have to be, as you said, available, dependable for this man. That's all got to be there. And I think, obviously, behind the scenes, if you're a young player watching that, Tav looks like to me he's in a gym, and I don't doubt this 1 minute. Every day, leading for the front, leading by example, as you should do as a captain. Guy, even players like Raskin, all them players coming to Rangers, the sort of older ones, they're all of them should look at James Tavernier, because when you think of longevity, he's had at Rangers as well. He's 34 now. And he's been at our club through his best years. His best years are probably behind him. I still think he would do a cracking job for maybe a championship club, or as I said, or he can go and get Sundays back in Saudi and get good money over there. I think he'd still create good money for himself. But in terms of dependability and his longevity, I think that's what gets it for me with him. As I said, even with the media guys, he's excellent with them, good talker with them. He doesn't embarrass the club. I think he's very professional at that. But still cliche into it. Sometimes you don't realise what you've got until it's gone, Albert.
And that's the way it's going to be. You're going to miss Tav for some of his goals. They're not getting away for that. But me personally, I prefer a centre forward scoring 140 odd goals in the right back. Know what I mean? Honestly, I just like the right players to do the right jobs. Know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's what I think. That's what we'll miss him for. Coming up with a free kick every now and again. The trouble is, we've never been in this position where he scored enough important goals. It's not, and that's nothing to do with him. That's more to do with the team not getting us into the position where the games are that important, and the goals are that important. Know what I mean? Like running for leagues like this, 5 games coming up, cup finals, cup semi. We never get enough to them. to give him a chance. But he did produce in cup finals. He did produce in European nights, league games, important league games, especially not so much league titles and things like that, but definitely league games he has produced. So to that point of view, you'll miss him. You'll not miss him for his defending, mate, because he can't defend. Let's be honest about it. He just can't. He just can't. No, I mean, I know people go, he's better than people think. No, he's no. He's definitely no. But that's why you'll miss him. But you'll miss him for turning up for his work. He's always available, mate. And I like players. I really do like players that are available for the work. He never shied away from it. He never wanted to sit in the stands. I can't be annoyed today. He's not that type of man. You know what I mean? He doesn't do things like that. He turns up. No matter how he's playing, no matter what opposition is, no matter where we are, the team's playing crap and they're getting it tight. He always turned up for his work. Always. So for that point of view, 10 out of 10, mate. 10 out of 10.
And do you know, Bear, there's times where that man must have found it hard to come to work as well, because he's been heavily criticised in media, during games and after games, etc. So, that's, as you said, hats off to him, because he's came, with a lot of pressure.
Never had, mate.
And a lot,
He
never had, mate. He never hides, and that's another sort of attribute that I like about James Tavernier. He never had, he never ever had that, and I like that. Bridgeman, the old cliche like I just said to Albert. Sometimes you don't realise what you've got until it's gone.
Yeah, as the song goes, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Actually, well, I remember his worst moment for Rangers, Tav's worst moment for Rangers, was the cup final against Hibs. And I can't remember when it was. I think Andy Halliday had scored, and they came down the left wing, and there was a big mix-up between Tavernier and our goalkeeper who was going to go for the ball, and it ran right through, and our Hibs player was that came in and scored the goal. Just terrible stuff. Tav had a shocking first half against the Hibs in that game. That is certain to seal it for us, and of course they scored in the last header of the ball or something. So that was the worst I saw James Tavernier. But I just agree with everything everybody said there, how the guy is, what he means. I'll put a point to you here. Maybe you could have a wee thought about this. What is the chances? I think it's Bournemouth his brother plays for. Is it Bournemouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about it? Because his brother's a left back. What's the chances of Tav going there as a right back? The two Tavernier brothers.
Premiership, no chance, mate.
Is it Premiership? Of course it is.
Oh,
sorry, boys. Sorry, that was a bad one.
And a very good Bournemouth team as well.
Indeed, pal, indeed. I've forgotten they were fucking Premiership, so my apologies.
Right, Albert, put you on the spot. Right, your best James Tavernier moment that you remember. As it could be a goal, it could be whatever you think. What do you think?
Oh, it's going to be was it the Leipzig one? The one that goes all going, mate. The one that goes up. Right? It really goes up. That one. It's not spectacular, but it was one of the goals that's just in your memory for life. It just goes everybody up and running, and you're like, whoa, what a goal! What a goal! Kamara's goal was that night as well. But what a goal!
Yeah. Indeed. I think probably during his best wee run in Europe when he got the golden boot, me and GB were at the Braga game, and Braga scored first, and you're like, oh, here we go, night at Ibrox from because that was a really good Braga team, and me and GB beat the game before as well, and again Tavernier scored in that, and it was the exact same goal both games. He was at the back post. Just sniffing about, like he just seems to have a centre forwards, thought, memory, instinct, whatever you want to call it. He's got that, and he's put it in the back post. And as I say, the Braga game, he done it. He scored 2 in that game, and again, very similar goals. He's at the back post, bang, and we end up beating Braga that night. It was electric.
If you want a spectacular goal, there's that many to choose from, mate. Honest to God. I mean, most people would love one of the goals in their career. to
140
talk about for the
pick
rest.
for me.
I mean, there's that many spectacular ones he scored. The one he scored in the lower divisions in the cup final, that Diddy Cup. Remember the volley he scored that night, that day at Hampden? That was some goal. Nobody ever talks about that one, but
That was against
some goal.
Peterborough.
Aye,
Was
it
it
was some
Peterborough,
goal.
was
It's
it?
because it was a Diddy Cup. And it was.
Oh God,
it
I was
was a
sitting in the
lower
stands.
division carrier.
I was sitting up in the stands with Foxy Boy. Oh my God, what a shot! What a amazing, amazing. I'm glad you reminded me of that.
And then there's the one at Hibs, the first one he scored against Hibs. No, I mean, his first goal against them, it was the free kick at Easter Road. I mean, that was some goal as well.
Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah.
I scored some great goals.
Also, his free kick against Celtic. One of the free kicks against
Absolutely
Celtic,
brilliant.
you know.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, and also he scored a couple of ones where, you know, he'd near right scoring, scoring it. As you said, catching him on the volley, and as I said, he's definitely got a striker's instinct, lads. I don't care what anybody says. He has got an instinct for goals, natural, you know, ability, not a taught ability. He's got it in him where he can sniff out a goal. You know, whether it's a free kick or a tap in, whatever it may be. No, I don't think there's many tap in, to be fair. I think a lot of them are certainly above 7 out of 10. I think they're all around about that range. Some are 10, some are 8, some are 7s, but you know, you tap in to bullets. You know, he is a natural goal scorer. Brisbane, what do you think about, you know, Tav's goal scoring ability? What's your best Tav moment, mate?
Well, I said earlier, right now? It was we were playing them at Ibrox. It was a quite tight game, and Tav got a free kick just in front of the Sandy Jardine stand, and we're close to the wing, the line, you know, and he hit this ball. I'm not being funny, and all the boys running about me, you know, they're going. I'm going, no, it's too high, and it plopped straight into the net. Just under the bar. I mean, just under the bar, you know. What a fabulous goal. And the whole place just went mental, you know. Just great. Now, I love them scoring against Hibs. I like any Rangers man scoring against Hibs most of the time. But I absolutely hate Hibs, you know. But I really do hate them, you know. So I was so happy.
Do you really hate them?
Oh, indeed, aye.
So, about a caller, guys. So we're going to bring Billy in. If Billy's available, he can come in whenever.
All right, how's it going?
How you doing, Billy?
Aye, no bad, mate, no bad. You all right, troops?
Good to hear from you, my man.
Good. I'm just sitting here.
The floor's yours. The floor's yours, mate.
Listen, I'm on throw a spanner in the works.
Oh no, it's not like you. It's not like you.
Well, listen, it's all about opinions, did you say, Port? It's all about opinions, mate. Firstly, I'd like to say that I'm not in here to like James Tavernier or hate James Tavernier. I've never hated any Rangers player in my life, and I'm not going to start now. But what I will say is, regarding his favourite, he asked for his favourite moment. My favourite moment with James Tavernier has got to be when he led Rangers out in the European final. I'm sure that'll be one of his highest privileges as a Rangers captain. For my favourite goal, I would say you touched on it, Port, the one at Parkhead. And I would say the one he scored up at Dundee United as well was an absolute belter and all. When I think it was, it must have been 30, 35 yards, mate. And he put it right in the top corner as well. Obviously, as I said, the one he scored against Celtic was a good one because I didn't think we had any fans in the ground that day, if I mind right. Or if we did, we had very, very few. So I think he scored 2 that day and we still get bait. And he was on line for a hat-trick, which would have been incredible for a full-back to score 3 goals in an Old Firm game. You know, so that said, you know, you've got to take your hat off to the boy and what he's done for Rangers. his tenure at Rangers. The goals he scored, that's unquestionable. I mean, there's always got to be a difference in opinion regarding James Tavernier, because that's part and parcel of what James Tavernier is, isn't it? He's always going to divide the support one way or another. But regarding James Tavernier being a Rangers legend, no, for me, guys. He's definitely a Rangers icon for what he's done, but he's definitely not a Rangers legend in my eyes. And I'll tell you the reason why. Rangers legends are serial winners. They're serial winners, right? He's not a serial winner. In 11 years in his time at Rangers, he's only won 3 domestic trophies. Right? Now, some people maybe think that's good enough. That's fair enough. I've not got a problem with that. We've all seen, in my opinion, different Rangers fullbacks through the years, different Rangers captains. A lot of the young team out there maybe be screaming at me renew for my comments. That's fair enough. I can appreciate that. I've got big, broad shoulders. If they want to come on and challenge me, that's not a problem. But what I have seen good Rangers fullbacks, I've seen successful Rangers fullbacks, and I've seen poor Rangers fullbacks in my near enough 60 years on the planet. Regarding a testimonial, in his 11 years, I wouldn't give him one. And the reason I wouldn't give him one is people say, oh, but he was a brilliant buy for £250,000. Maybe that was a good bit of business at the time. But how much has the laddie cost us in wages in 11 years? I'm sure it'll be a lot more than 250k, right? And when we talk about loyalty, I would be loyal to if I was getting the wages he was getting and the lifestyle he was getting for 11 years. But that's just my take on the thing, guys. Regarding James Tavernier, the person, I'm sure he's a wonderful boy, and he's got a cracking family. We thank him for what he's done for Glasgow Rangers, what he's managed to achieve, little as it may be. But no for me, guys. But as I said, that's just my take on the thing.
So, Billy, in terms of, you brought in some negatives, and some of them are, you're not, it's not true, but we know about his frailties in the game. We know what he brings, but when you think back for when he joined us in the Championship, mate, and where he's brought us, and he's not one enough. We know that, but where his service to me and his loyalty and his Albert touched on earlier on, he's showing up for work. And I wouldn't even say James Tavernier. He was very rarely below a 7.
0, 7, 4,
very rarely
4,
below a 7.
5, 3.
I think, as I said, he's done enough for the club to get a testimonial. I think that's only my opinion, mate. You know that.
Aye.
But I just feel that the positives with James Tavernier outweighs the negatives for me. I really believe that. And I wasn't his biggest fan, by the way. You know that. I wasn't his biggest fan. I like a defensive fullback. I like a John Sterling type of guy. I don't. It's Albert touched on. I don't want my fullback scoring 144 goals. I like my striker scoring 144. You know what I mean? But as it may be, James Tavernier's went and done that and said earlier on he's sitting 4th in the world for fullbacks, goal scoring ability. It will never done again at our club. It will never be done again. Albert, what do you think on Billy's comments?
I don't agree with any of it, you know what I mean? But the fact is, other people had testimonials. It was an unwritten rule that 10 years, a 10-year at a club, you get a testimonial, and lesser players of lesser clubs have all had it. So I think for that reason alone, he deserves it. And he does turn up for his work.
0,
away for it. He
7,
turns up for his
4.
work. So for that reason, I would give him it. He's one of the guys that scored 140 goals for right back position. That is phenomenal. Nobody can take that away from him. Nobody. No, even me. I didn't particularly like him as a fullback, but nobody can take the figures away from him. He's won the Golden Boot, the FA Cup, which makes you a legend in itself, as far as I'm concerned. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what the boys achieved when it comes to goals. Well, fullback, say it before, he can't defend. I know that. He cannot defend him. I've slaughtered him for his defending, but I'm not going to slaughter him now and say he shouldn't deserve what he's going to get. And I don't know if he's getting his testimony. I don't think anybody knows yet if he's getting a testimony. But I wouldn't be against it. I definitely wouldn't be against it. He's definitely been at Rangers through tough times. As a club, and us as a support, we've been through it with him. So you're looking at some of these stinking teams he's been involved with, and some really stinking managers as well. So he's done all that, and he's still come through, and he still turns up for his work. He's got all the games behind him, and he's still ploughing away and never hides, never puts a white flag up, never say I'm not playing. I've fell out with somebody at the club. I'm done this. He might have very well fell out with somebody now, but he never. And he's 11 years at the club. He's never said a bad word about Rangers. No bad words spoke about Tavernier from outside, all the Rangers haters out there. There's never any controversy about him at all. So for all these points, he's a Rangers man. He's definitely a Rangers man. There's no doubt about it. I know he's a Leeds United supporter. He's got brought up as a Leeds United supporter, and that's fair enough. But he's definitely a Rangers man. So for all the reasons, I think he should get the respect. I don't believe he's getting respect. He's not calling him out anything. But he should get the respect and get the testimonial if it's on offer. If it's on, I don't know if it is on offer. Big Alex texts me and says McGregor was the last one. I think he's got the testimonial, which is fair enough. So for these reasons, I think the guy should get it. And he'll not be forgotten. He won't be forgotten. No for the goals. No for the goals alone. You can't ignore it. Come off of mute.
Aye, sorry, Bridgeman, what do you think of Billy's? Aye, not a Bridgeman. Billy's comments, I'm not saying Billy's negative, not at all. He's come on, he's got his opinion. We respect everybody's opinion on the show. Billy's got a different take on James Tavernier. Bridgeman, what are you thinking about Billy?
Aye, Billy's entitled to his opinion, of course, same as everybody else. And he's shall we say, he's complimented him, and then he doesn't want him to get a testimonial. That's entirely up to him. And there are thousands of other Rangers fans probably won't want him to get a testimonial either. But I think he's done enough. He's been a great servant to the club right through it all, and he's done everything he's been asked. I don't believe he could have done any more than he's been asked, and I'm very, very happy for him. I do hope he gets a testimonial, simply because, he's been here 11 years, and he's put his time in, and he's come up with the goods. It's not as if he's been on the park and disappeared and things like that for 11 years. No, he's on the park, scoring goals, making goals, scoring penalties. Look at the times he saved us in penalty kicks. It's amazing. So I disagree with Billy there. So apologies for that, Billy, but I don't agree with your thoughts.
Hey, boy.
Listen, Billy?
Aye, sorry, mate, on you go, buddy.
No, you go, Billy, you come in.
All right, sorry. As I said, I wasn't on to hate James Tavernier or slate James Tavernier. I was just going to get my opinion. As I said, I've never hated a Rangers player in my life, and I'm not going to start doing it now. I'm just trying to be constructive for the boy. As I said, the contributions he's done regarding the goals he scored is unquestionable. Right? To score that amount of goals as a fullback, you're right, Port. It'll never be beaten, and if it is beaten, it'll take a very, very good player to do it, in an attacking sense. But I'm with you guys. Listen, I want my defenders to defend first and foremost. That's the way I see it. If we can get him in the summer, then hopefully we can get defenders and shore up the back line. And talking about defenders, for talking sake, Port, I heard Albert and you were talking about Sterling and that as well. I think Sterling's been with Rangers now for about 3 years, for talking sake. I think it is. Now, would I give him a new contract? No, I wouldn't, right? But the reason that maybe sounds as if I'm contradicting myself a wee bit here, talking about Tavernier and what he's done, and then I'm going to speak about about Dijon Sterling. Sterling's been at Rangers for 3 years, right? Now, in that 3 year, he was out for nearly a year with a snapped Achilles. But you played yourself, you know how long that takes to heal, mate, and come back to that, especially playing at the level you did, mate, and the level that Sterling's playing at, right? He's played 83 games in 2 years, Sterling, right? Now, you would expect a player, or you'd be looking, as we keep talking about, players going to turning up for their work. So you would expect a player to play 50 games a season in all competitions, or you'd be looking for that kind of average with league games, cup games, European games. Some will play others because some players' bodies, etc., their physical, the way DNA they're made up, they'll be able to play more. Some players will not be able to play that way. You've got all this sports science nonsense, etc., etc., to take into consideration. But Sterling's played 83 games in 2 years. And remember, I know, that was when Tavernier was playing. So Tavernier was keeping that boy out of the team then, right? Because Tav was the Rangers captain. So when you look at it that way, and also, I need to mention this one as well. Remember, Sterling came out and he spoke out against Clement, says things weren't acceptable in at Rangers, the way the way they were performing on the park, etc. And Clement, he had a wee tiff with Clement, and he got put out the team for that. So you've got to take that into consideration and all. To me, that's not a bad return for a boy who's only 26 under these circumstances, right? And I can't stress that, under the circumstances. One, he was out for a year with an Achilles operation, a bad injury. And two, right, he fell out with the manager, right? And three, Tavernier was keeping him out of the team.
Billy.
Oh, hold on now, Albert. 2 seconds, mate.
June, mate, June.
Oh, sorry. Right, on. Oh, sorry, mate. Right, on you go. He's a sash.
Right, we'll hear Billy again after the tune. Thank you very much, Billy. He was off for that rant.
Sure, I am an Ulster Orangeman, from Marin's Isle I came to see my British brethren of honour and of fame, and to tell them of my forefathers who fought in days of yore, that I might have the right to wear the sash my father wore. It is old, but it is beautiful, and its colours, they are fine. It was worn at Berry, Aughrim, Enniskillen, and the Boyne. My father wore it as a youth in bygone days of yore, and on the 12th I love to wear the sash my father wore. For those brave men who crossed the Boyne have not fought or died in vain. Our unity, religion and laws and freedom to maintain. If the call should come, we'll follow the drum and cross that river once more, so that tomorrow's Ulster man may wear the sash my father wore. It is old, but it is beautiful, and its colours, they are fine. It was worn at Derry, Aughrim, Enniskillen, Antrim shore you come, we'll welcome you in royal style to the sound of flute and drum. And Ulster's hills shall echo still from Rathlin to Dromore, as we sing again the loyal strain of the sash my father wore. It is old, but it is beautiful, and its colors they are fine. It was worn at Derry, Aughrim, and Enniskillen, and the Boyne. My father wore it as a youth in bygone days of yore, and on the 12th I love to wear the sash my father wore.
While you are sitting listening on your own, why not take part and give us a phone? We would love to hear your points of view, so get off your bum and call 0141 356 1972.
Well, that chased all the Tims away.
Go and give my sash back now, Albert.
Go and be your point now.
Hey, listen, I don't know, but it sounds like dancing about the living room there. Come on.
That was a good tune there, folks. Enjoy that, Paul. Enjoy that.
Aye, there's certain ones, sorry, Albert, there's certain tunes that I really like. I like that version. That was brilliant. I've not heard that one, so good version though. I love that. There's Bridges. He's still dancing. Aye,
He's using his walking stick as a bond stick. He's got it taped up red, white, and blue with a tennis ball on top of it. He's launching it now as we speak.
He said to change his countenance. There was like, oh, excited there, mate.
I'd like to compliment the guys on their choice of top songs there. That was a top notch song, taking me back many years. Many years. Right, the first one. Second one, I love the advert for Rangers Radio. I absolutely love it. Brilliant. Well done. Great choices.
Right, Billy, over to you, mate. Sorry to disturb you the first half.
Oh, it's all right. It was on a roll there. Do I need to go back to the start again, Albert, or Port?
No,
can
just
you remember
just use a 3-word summary. That'll do me. I don't like Tav. That'll do.
Glasgow Rangers FC. No, listen, regarding Stirling, I'll try and rattle through it quick again because I just scribbled it down there, right? He's been at Rangers for 3 years, hasn't he? 3 years. He's been out for a year with a snapped Achilles, which is a horrendous injury for the boy. You know, listen, that would knock it out the best of players, you know. But as I said, you would expect your players to play 50 games a season to try and get, obviously, injuries, suspensions and all that thrown into the bargain. Like, you know, you'd expect to get 50 games. Some players are fitter than others. Sports science, etc. We've got all this new palaver, which to me is absolute nonsense. The whole sports science scenario, burnout and all this carry on. But Stirling has played, as I said, 83 games in 2 years. And that, as I said again, was when the club captain, when Tav was keeping him out the starting 11. And then, as I said, obviously fell out with Clermont. So I think, to be honest with you, that's not a bad return for the boy, for Stirling under these circumstances. But as I said, I hasn't given him a new contract. No, I wouldn't. I would be looking for a couple of, in fact, the way we're looking, apart from Romans in the back line, I think we're going to need 4 players for at least in that defence, a right back and 2 centre halves. That's if we can keep big Fernandez. So we definitely need to shore up that defence, and we'll need at least 2 players for each position in the summer. That's just my wee take on Sterling and the back 4 situation, Troops.
I think you're going to need, if the Jigger goes away and Cornelius is away, I think you're going to need 5 defenders. Sign.
Zero, 7, 4, 4, 3, 6, 5, 0.
While we're on the subject,
7.
sorry.
We launching a rocket or something?
That random guy keeps popping in, Troops, doesn't he? He keeps popping in.
Is that the amount of players we need?
He launching a rocket. There's plenty of rockets on. We don't need to launch any.
You're right, mate. You're right. While we're on the subject, guys, transfers and players coming in and out. We'll actually go to that, right? So, on the rumour mill that I was looking at today, we're looking at a young boy called Lucas Stevenson, who's at Liverpool, 22-year-old. Starlet reported to be moving closer to a deal with Rangers, with Tavernier leaving. Rose clearly looking for young, hungry legs. So that was a one that I looked at. That's what I looked at today. Liverpool right back, 22 years of age, good age. Boys good stats. Very, very similar player to. He's a marauding, fullback. He gets forward a hell of a lot. He creates. He's got a few goals as well. But again, he's not played at senior level for Liverpool. If you look at Liverpool and their fullbacks, the way since Jurgen Klopp went back to when he was moulding Liverpool, he went and got Andy Robertson. He hit on the right side. He had Gomez there at times. Various different other fullbacks, and they play in a certain way. Now they've got 2 young fullbacks. Young boy Robertson, young boy Callum, the Irish boy. I can't remember his second name, but he's more or less taking the right back spot, and he's a youth player. And then on the right, they bought the boy from Bournemouth, Kerker, who's in at left back. It's keep Andy Robertson out of the team. But what I'm getting at here is Liverpool have created some cracking fullbacks at senior level and youth level over the Klopp to the current manager's regime. So what I seen of positives today about that young lad. So they're obviously looking for, as Role says, youth and legs. What's your feeling on that, Albert?
What age is he?
I know you've probably not looked at. He's 22, mate. I know you've not probably looked at him, but I looked at him today. He's 22 years of age.
The trouble I've got with these type of players coming up for the Premiership at that age, the other Premierships, I'll look at him. If he's all that, if he is what we think he is, or what hope he is, why these Premiership clubs, they just snap up everybody. If he was the quality that we need, look. Give an example, Romans. Look at him. If he's the quality of Romans a class player. He is a class player. So you're looking at him and saying, is he? He's the same age as Romans. He's running about that age as well. You're saying, is he that class? Is he at that stage? Is that class? If he is, then you say, right, why is the Premiership or even the Championship? Why are they not looking at him? So anything coming out of England at that age, and if they have got quality, I don't waste my time with one sport because you're not going to get them. As simple as that. Speculation might be there, unless Rangers sign them right away, and then I would be suspicious about, why is nobody else went in for them? Why are we getting them right away? Because at the end of the day, at 22, you should be established in there, especially in the Premiership. You should be established as a first-team player. Maybe not a regular, but definitely around the first-team squad at that age. They don't hang about down there. They don't look for players that's shrinking violets and what needs to be done. You should be near enough the player you're going to be. All you're looking at is a wee bit more strength and stamina and physique, whatever. So suspicious, mate. I'm suspicious. I don't know anything about the boy. I've never heard of him. I've never seen him play. So nah, I'm suspicious that English league. I don't think we get value for money out of because it's usually has-beens or there's something wrong with them. We're mentally buggered up. No, I mean, look at Cantwell, not Joe. No, I mean, good player, but not Joe. Things like that. So I'm suspicious, mate. Totally suspicious there. It's the centre. I'd like to talk about the team we've got at the moment and who we need to keep, and who's going, and things like that. Because
I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that.
right,
mate.
sorry,
Getting to that.
I'm jumping down
Yeah, we'll get to
your
that.
agenda. Then. Sorry about that.
Sorry. God's sake. Bridgeman, what are you feeling about the speculation that we're looking at a boy for Liverpool, Lucas Stevenson, right fullback, 22 years of age. Danny Rose said it needs, hunger, young legs if you're going to play at fullback for Rangers.
That's the truth.
I know you've probably not looked at the boy, mate, but
I haven't seen the guy at all. And
yeah.
Stevenson, did you say? Lucas Stevenson?
Lucas Stevenson, yeah.
That is it maybe Scottish or Scottish heritage somewhere? The name Stevenson?
No idea.
No, I'm just saying that with the name Stevenson, you never know. But it'll be interesting to read. I'm sure that some of the sites that we've got will push something out about him to let us know what's happening. And traditionally speaking, the English League produced, for me, the English League produced some of the best fullbacks world football had ever seen. They were absolutely superb fullbacks. I played in among them. I can tell you, they didn't take any prisoners, no prisoners whatsoever. They're in there just like we had Bobby Shearer with Derek Caldo. They didn't take any prisoners either. That's the style. When you get a really good fullback, they were worth it. And I don't know if the fullbacks in England now, because a lot of them are foreign.
0, 7, 4, 4, 5,
Remember that rocket
3,
going off again?
6, 5,
Here we go.
0,
I know.
7, 4.
Ignition.
Can't take your call right now. Just leave your message
Ignition.
after the tone.
Let it go.
Somebody
When you're
answer
done,
the
press
phone.
hash.
Somebody answer the phone.
Is that what that is?
No, I think I was going to say I don't know about the boy Lucas Stevenson, but if he's playing right back for Liverpool in any level of football there, I would imagine he's going to be quite a good player. But whether he's first team material in Liverpool, I would doubt it. But if it is anywhere near that, then if we're looking at him, it's going to cost us an awful lot of money because they're all the players, any player that plays in the Premiership now, they're in there and they're cost a fortune. They'll just cost a fortune to buy them, unless we get some wee deal, even a shady deal will do fine. But no, I've said it all the way. We want right back to replace Tav. In my opinion, we should bring in another left back as well. But the right back that we get should be at least the quality of Romans and the same height and build. That's what we're looking for, taller.
If you've got a ready day, Bridge, Albert, Billy, if you've got a ready day, this young boy, you probably noticed him because he's been playing the Scottish Premier League for the last 2 years with Dundee United. Yep. He can play predominantly at fullback, but he can also flip into a bit like Stirling, get to midfield. He's basically this season so far, and he had an injury at the beginning of the season. He scored 5 goals, assisting another 5 along the way. So 5 goals and 5 assists. Albert, that sound familiar to you? Does that sound familiar, boys?
Yeah, indeed.
In the Scottish League. So he's here. Unconsciously, we've probably watched him and not paid attention because he's not a player. But he's been in the Scottish League.
Is he a Liverpool boy?
He's a Liverpool boy. He's on loan, mate. Yep. So he's been in Dundee United. It's been a successful two loan year spell at Dundee United. But now you've got players. Sorry, you've got teams in the Championship. Like you touched on, Albert, looking at them. Rangers are interested as well. There will be a fee involved. It's not one of these. He's running out of contract because Liverpool signed him on a long-term deal, as you do to protect your assets. So there will be probably not hefty, but a decent sized fee for them, right? So as I say, is that the type that we should be scouting? there's one thing I'll mention about the scouting team. So I'm going to ask you a question on this, boys, before we go on to this one. I'll let you finish this question. Is that the sort of player we should be looking at, Albert? As I said, the stats sound familiar.
Oh, it's all about stats now, isn't it? I mean, I must have seen him playing in Dundee. I just don't remember. So he never stuck out, put it that way. So that's the way they do it. It's the stats, all stats now. Anyway, I mean, they don't really. I don't even think they go and watch them anymore. I know he's in Scotland, but if you're going like somebody with the Danish league, the Belgian league, or anything like that, they do take the stats, and I think that's why they get Romans. I don't know if anybody's seen them in the flesh. Probably did, but aye, sounds all right, mate. Definitely sounds the right age. I'll need to look out for them now. But aye, it's difficult because there's a few players in the Scottish League now that you would say aye are good, but you put them in a blue jersey, it's a different game altogether in a blue jersey. I look at, we can go on about players in St Mirren, that boy Gogic. He's a great. You put him in a Rangers jersey, he'd sit in the stand most of the times. He wouldn't stay in the park, mate. He'd have at least 2, 3, 4 red cards every season. You get away with it at St Mirren, but you'll not get away with the Rangers jersey. So the boy I've watched, as we all have, boys playing decent in all these Motherwell and all these different teams. But as soon as we get them, it's he's not up to it. He's not up to it because the Rangers jersey is a heavy jersey, as we keep saying. The right. If you look at the big boy Fernandez, he just took to like a duck to water. You know what I mean? He just get right in there. Big Chermitty's now settled in and took to a duck to water. So you're looking at these type players go. If you can do what they're doing, by all means, sign them, mate. But as I said, it's going to be stats all the way, and that's the way they sign players now. So his stats sound good, but how much is Liverpool? Liverpool will not get him away for nothing. You'll be looking at £6 million, not upwards.
The trouble he's got, there's, Conor Bradley was the boy, the Northern Irish boy I was talking about, who's basically when Conor Bradley couldn't get a game because obviously Alexander-Arnold was there. So that was keeping Conor Bradley out. And eventually Conor did, push Trent out, and he took his spot for about, I think it was about 11 games. Trent Alexander-Arnold sat in the stands. He'd already signed his deal with Real Madrid. So Liverpool were sort of saying, well, you can sit in the stand because you're not with us anywhere. I get that. But Liverpool have got a plethora of fullbacks, and this young boy just can't get past what's currently there because there's 2 young players there. As I said, Conor Bradley is there, keep them at the team. You know what I mean? So that's why I think there's a host of teams after the young lad, including us. So what do you feel on that, Billy? The age, the profile of the player, the fact he's played in Scotland, is that we doing the right thing in scouting this? Because obviously we're aware of our situation right now. We can talk about this as well. We don't have a sporting director, or we've got a different way of scouting now, and that was Andrew Kavanagh said there won't be one. There's not going to be a sporting director. He came out and mentioned that today, I believe. So is that our new way of scouting that we're going to, i.e., like Albert touched on, the Moneyball football, as I call it, sign players driven on stat-based intelligence? Is that the right way to go, Billy?
I would certainly agree with you, Port, if that's what the way you're thinking, mate. I've been on the show a number of times, mate, and I've spoke about the sporting director issue and the scouting policy, etc. Right now, you can call me old-fashioned if you want. To me, your manager will live and die by the sword, right? And for a sporting director, if that was what was going on at Rangers, was bringing in the players, or he was giving them a target, XYZ amount of players, and the sporting director was turning around and saying, aye, right, okay, and I'll bring that in for you. Or that'd be fair enough. At least the manager's getting he's got his own thoughts. He's asking the sporting director what he's looking for. But if it's on the flip side and it's like the sporting director saying, no, this is what I'm going to give you, then I've got no time for that whatsoever. So to answer that question, Port, I would say absolutely no. I want my manager and his scouting team to get the players to come to Rangers. That's exactly, I'm old school that way. I think that's the best way to do it. And when we look through the years, etc., at Rangers, with that policy in place, that's the way we've been successful, right? So if that is us being successful with that stature or that type system in place, that's the way to move along, you know, because when we were doing it the other way, we weren't successful. So we either want success or we don't. So that's the way to go, mate, in my opinion. You know, but to touch on the boy, the laddie, I don't know much about him, mate. I've just done a couple of wee bits of digging around there, regarding, you know, about the boy, like, you know, obviously he's an English laddie. He's been, I think he's played 59 games for Dundee United, and he had a spell at Barrow, the champion, what is it, non-league club. I think he started his career at Sunderland, then he went to Liverpool. But if he's played 59 games in Scotland at Dundee United, he's maybe went under the radar a wee bit. But he's also tried and tested in Scotland. But I think as well, when we're looking at young players, you've got to hear a blend, in my opinion, Troops. You've got to hear that blend of youth with a blend of experience in the team. You know, you want, obviously, you've got the youth there that will run all day for you. You know, they'll have heart, desire, and listen, if you've got good young players that's showing a lot of talent, etc., you can, Rangers, we can nurture them and we can make them into better football players. So on that perspective, it'd be a good thing. On the flip side of that, to touch on what Allbear said, I agree with Allbear there and all. But I think down in England, Allbear, that they've got that much talent down there, mate. They can just cherry pick what you want, what they want, as you correctly said. Maybe that's what's wrong. They're blessed with too many players down there, Allbear, if that makes sense, mate. And that's the reason maybe Rangers are linked with the boy, Port. Maybe that's the reason for it. You know, maybe Liverpool didn't think he was good enough at that time, or maybe these other clubs now are just trying to say, hold on, now, who's he? Maybe that's the reason these other clubs are all interested in him. But listen, if he's played in Scotland, then he's obviously he's been dyed in the wool there. For if he's played near enough 60 games or that, so he'll know what the Scottish game's all about. And listen, it's if anything, he'll know what it's like up here regarding the physical side of the game. You know, he'll know. You know, as Bridgeman's touched on the subjects and all. You know, there's a lot of cluggers up here, so he'll be well drilled in that as well. So when you look at it for that and that way as well, it's maybe a good option for the Rangers to hear a right look at that guy. But listen, it's the manager. Back to what your original question was, but the manager will, I'm sure, we'll just need to trust the manager on this one. And if he fancies him and he thinks he can do a job for Rangers, then by all means bring him in. But as Allbear rightly said again, it's Glasgow Rangers you're playing for. You know, it's that blue jersey. And there's bigger and better players came to Rangers with bigger reputations than a young laddie at 22 or 23-year-old and never made the grade. And then you look at Romans, nobody had really heard the Romans, and look how he's come on, look how he's filling that jersey. And as I've said on the show before and all, I'm actually touting him as my next Rangers captain. So that's how highly I rate Romans, you know. But listen, that's just the way it is, Port, so it is. But only time will tell, Mucker.
Aye, indeed, mate. Bridgeman, what you thinking on that? Rangers, you know, sort of new transfer policy. We're looking at the young boy, Lucas Stevenson. There's a host of clubs looking at him. He's currently playing with Dundee United, so as Billy said, he's well up to date on the physical side of the Scottish game. But like Albert touched on, it's a hell of Rangers jersey's a hell of a heavy jersey to wear. What are you thinking, Bridgeman?
Well, you know, if a boy's a good football player and we must have played against him, I would assume, over the last 2 seasons. I don't know whether he played regular or I would imagine he did. But we must have played. He must have played against us, and we must have maybe our manager's seen him, thinks quite likes him. I don't know. But I must say, I was hearing that we're after 2, maybe even 3 Motherwell players, to be honest. So I can't remember the names. Well, there's one called Just, his name is Just.
Elijah Just, that's right.
There you
They're
go.
looking at him too.
And
They're looking at him, Bridgeman.
And there was another one, a boy Watt. He's from Motherwell. He's a very good player. I was impressed with him. I thought Rangers might think about him come the close season, you know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they're two midfielders. Look, don't get me wrong. They're not going to out and kill people. You know that's no. I don't think that's their game. But we will need a wee backbone in our team of some players that are really clever and able to play football, and no scared of, not so much no scared of going into a tackle, no scared of receiving a tackle from behind, which Rangers get punished with every season. Massive amount of trying. Look at the guys that we've had in hospital because of bad tackles and follow throughs, elbows in the face. You know, it's all been there. Well, even our goalkeeper gets stamped on in the head, and we never got a free kick for it. Just disgraceful stuff, you know. So they need to be aware of that and what's it going to be for Rangers as we go forward. We are looking for people that are, in my opinion, tough people. You know, if we're going to get a midfielder, you need to be tough. Don't want any ones with wee needles and things like that in them, you know. I want a tough player, hard as nails, in my opinion. They're the people you're looking for. Somebody around about 6 feet, 6'2", maybe got for it. That's what I'm looking for. Big burly boy, get in there.
He always likes a big lad, doesn't he?
I do. I think we've seen many times in the past with Rangers. We've seen our Rangers club have a lot of guys that play for us, and they're actually quite small. They were actually quite small in comparison to equal teams in England and so on and so forth. But I would like to see Rangers going for people with a bit of height. I've always said Rangers should be playing with fullbacks that are no less than 6 feet. That's what I always say.
Bridge, you don't go scouting with an iPad. You go scouting with a tape measure, don't you, mate?
Well, it's only my taste. It's only my taste. If you look at us, we're left with that. We brought in 2 guys at fullback. I think they brought them up for the English leagues, and the 2 of them they're not that rubbish players or anything like that, but they don't have the height and build to be able to do anything. And even that wee in Ngomani, as his name is, a left back, you can see Ngoma. You can see he's a good player. He's a skillful player going forward, but he can't defend, and he gets himself caught out. And every time I've seen him in trouble, it's because he can't guard. He can't get goal side. He cannot get past a player to go goal side, and he must get past. Every fullback must be goal side. The player must get goal side. It's criminal. And the times that he's been left flagging up the park and they'll get caught, none of that nonsense. So I want players. Borna Barisic to me was a really, really good build of a player. I want players like that, 6 feet, 6'1". Now he wasn't a very good header of the ball, so they need to train them all up on that because you guys have seen it. You're going to Ibrox and you see them every week. Wherever we are, we can't take a throw in or win a throw in. It's only since that big fella, the big centre forward we've got, he actually can win the ball. You know, a decent throw in. He can win the ball and header it back. Other than that, our guys can't get to the ball. They're overpowered with bigger fellas in defence. We need to get that sorted. And I'm not being funny. I think we really need to. We've got guys that are 6 feet old. That guy Asgard doesn't he? He's not the best. He's not the best tackler in the world, and he gets caught quite a lot. I don't want our guys to get caught with people. I want them to be able to know their presence on the pitch. Who's running about me? Watch out for them. Watch out for their elbows. Watch out for the snidey wee tackles down the Achilles and so on. These are what we've got to do. I'm rambling again, but this is just my thoughts.
Bridge, throw-ins. We can't do throw-ins. We can't take carry-outs in either.
I'm trying to say that, right? If you just watch us, you know, you used to be able to say, well, it's a bit tight here. What we'll do is, well, a wee 30-yard throw-in, 25-yard throw-in, and they'll get the ball and put it out, and it'll get us at 10 yards up, 20 yards up, whatever it is. That's what you're looking for, is you ease the pressure off you from a defensive perspective and get up there. But we can't do it. We just don't seem... I'm sorry. I'm going to stop now because I'm just getting angrier and angrier. I'm sorry.
You're not going to stop. Yep. Your Billy's got a question for you, Bridge. On you go, Billy.
That's right. Listen, Bridge, it's all right, mate. That's what you call passion, pal. I love that. You've got passion. That's the difference, mate. That's what we're missing at times. You know, you were talking about big 6'4", etc. midfielders and that, mate, right? So you're looking for hard as nails, obviously. You're looking for a minder, somebody that's a bit of steel about them, hard as nails. Tackles like a lion, streetwise, the dark arts. Is that what we're looking for, mate, would you say?
For me?
Aye.
You're always wanting somebody who's a hard man in the middle of the field. Always. Right. Now, that way, Raskan might be him, you know, because he's no fear to put it about. But we want him up further because he's a better player. You know, he's got a sort of all-round game. I'm looking for another Ian Ferguson. You follow what I mean? I'm looking for
yeah.
You thought there you go then.
Just hang me just to finish here, buddy. No, listen, I agree with you. Listen, I want somebody with all the attributes as well. But I'm just going to this is mental, by the way, when you think about it. You remember Terry Hurlock?
I do. He's my favourite player.
Oh yes.
Terry Hurlock. He'd be the perfect man for that fold. He would tick all the boxes. But Bridge, do you know what height he was, mate?
I was only about 5'8" or something.
Correct, you're bang on the money, mate. 5'8" Terry Hurlock was, and boy could he put himself about the park. So if he can get a Terry Hurlock in the middle of the park, mate, that'll do for me.
Wonderful, exactly. Absolutely wonderful. But if you're looking for players to retain the ball or go and win the ball, not a tackling perspective, well, you do obviously want tackles as well, but if you're running up and you're going there, you're looking for taller people to be able to control the ball and do some weight and be physical against the other opposition. Because the oppositions in the Scottish League are lethal. They are absolutely lethal. And they've got contracts to kill people. That's the way I look at them. And they don't make any. You look at some of the players against us, and they just hump the ball anywhere. And they never miss a ball. Everything that comes into penalty box, it's headed away with venom. I want somebody to be able to go in there and tackle these guys. I've got up against them. We've got Chermiti now. He does that. And the other big fella, Nerling, what's his name? Oh, for God's sake. Doesn't matter. The that's him, yeah. So
big ride.
That's it. They're over 6 feet tall, 6'4". That's what I'm looking for. They're the guys they're fearless. They'll get in and do it. They've got a wee bit pace about them. They can stretch the legs and so on and so forth. And a lot of the defence, the teams in this league don't know what to do with our centre forwards now because they're big fellas. And before that, you've got wee guys. I'm not saying they're wee miniatures. They're no 6'4". They might be 6 feet, but they don't get the big build somebody at 6'4's got, or 6'5" even. It's all there. For me, it's all there. If we can get the players in and place them where we want them and get to start playing for them, push the ball. Look what we did against Falkirk. I mean, we could have scored a dozen goals against them, to be perfectly honest with you. And we were brilliant goals. That's what I want.
Well done, Bridge. Well done. Well, listen, lads. I think for a transfer point of view, and you're talking about big, signing players that are big units. I think you can be happy with goals. Effectively, his first two signings, Ryan Nadiri, he's 6'7", and Robbins is 6'2". So we've got a fullback that's 6'2", who's good at defending, good in the air, can get forward, nice feet, can, link up with the forward line. Is really getting he's really made that left back spot his own over there, and I've enjoyed watching him, lad. So if you think what Danny Rowe and your scouting team's doing the new, I think we can be pretty happy. And and unconcerned in regards to Nadiri and Romans, because they've been good signings, and there's no doubt about that. What do you think,
100%.
Albert, on that? Albert?
Listen, you've got a team now. These young boys, by the way, when they start talking about the running, but you've not even spoken about the running yet. But
I know.
You've got a team of at least 10 players who can take care of themselves. We've not had that for years. So you've got Butland in there. Butland's Butland, right? Sometimes he's a nice guy. Sometimes he can be a wee bit about himself, but he's nice. But Sterling, De Giga, Fernandez, and Romans, they all can take care of themselves. They're all a decent height, decent physique. They can take care of themselves. You've got Chukwani, you've got Raskin in the middle of the park. Wee Barn as well, wee bit smaller than, but they've all got a bottle. Wee Magoma as well. See wee Magoma's in.
I like
remember
him.
that wee boy's only 19. Remember, he's still got to fall out yet. He's no got his professional physique, for want of a better term. So he's still to do that. But he's a football player, that boy, and he's got bottle, and he'll get tore in. Then you've got Big Chermiti, Nedry up front. Miowski's got a bit about him as well. They've got a wee bit of nastiness about them. They'll take care of themselves. So you're starting to get this squad of players that you're looking for. This running we're coming up next 5 games. This is what we're going to have to depend on this now. This is what we're looking for now. These boys are going to have to knuckle down. This is the time now. This is the time it will come to the forefront. And this is a test. This is a big test for them all. And I think they'll pass it with flying colours. I think they'll pass it with flying colours, no problem, mate, because I think there's enough about them. And I think they don't like getting beat. They don't like getting beat. And they're not going to take any nonsense after anybody. And that's what I like about it. I don't like shrinking violence myself. I know Bridge goes on about height and all that. And it's all important, it is. But I don't like shrinking violence. I like people to take care of themselves. And the great Rangers teams in our lifetimes, if you looked at the great ones that won a lot, there wasn't just one player like a Hull. The whole team was like that. They don't take crap off of anybody. If you want to fight, we'll fight you, and we'll win that battle. If you want to play football, we'll play you. We'll win that battle.
That's my
it's
game.
Simple as that. It's whatever way they want to play it. They come up against teams that want to be nasty. Well, just be nasty as well. Let's take care of yourself. If they want to play football, well, let's play football then. We'll outplay you. But one thing you don't do is shirk away. Don't be a shrinking violent. Not interested in people. He's a nice guy, but he's too nice. I'm not interested in that. That's not going to get you anywhere, especially in the professional game. And it's not going to win you leagues. But this team's not like that. This Rangers team's not like that. They're building a team that's going to take care of itself, and it's going to be, as in Kavanagh's words, serial winners. They're going to win, and then they're going to be serial winners. So that's what his sustained success is his terminology he uses. And I believe that this team and the squad we're building at the moment is going to be that. We're still away from the squad, but you're not that far away from the team. And a lot of people have written us off with this team. And a lot of people have got big mouths. No Rangers fans outside the Rangers have got big mouths that need to be shut up. And this team is capable of doing that. So I'm looking forward to the running. I don't know about yourselves, but I'm all looking for the running. There's mistakes are going to. It's not going to be a smooth road. There's going to be mistakes made. But the trouble with this is, when you make a mistake in the game, you need to rally around. The mistake's got to be sorted within the period of the game you're playing. It's no like, right, well, the next game we'll catch it. No, it's every game, one by one. Just take them one by one, fight, make a mistake in that game, rectify it within that game, the time scale within that game. You need to rectify it. There is no, we'll get your next game with the following. No, it's that game, sort it in that game. And there's going to be bumps, and there's going to be mistakes, and there's going to be, you need to overcome it all. And I think this team's got the mentality to do that. And that's special, mate. That's special when you start doing, a team that can do this. And I think this team's going to come to the forefront.
I agree with you, mate. If you look at the league table, because it's absolute chaos at the top at the moment. As of tonight, we've got Hearts leading the pack in 70 points. Rangers are sitting second in 69. Celtic are right behind in 67. We're coming after that insane 6-3 win over Falkirk early in the month. 9-goal thriller that showed exactly how clinical Danny Rowe's side can be. But we also still have some jitters at the back. Obviously, we conceded 3. We've only lost 2 league games all season, but those 12 draws are what's killing us. And through them draws, guys, turn them into wins, and we're well in front at the top of the league. Hearts in the driving seat. We have to catch them. But next up is Motherwell. They're not the same team Motherwell that we used to play against, guys. This manager, under the new manager, he's got them playing a nice style of football. In regards to the run-in, guys, Albert, you've had your say on that there. Billy,
Yep.
how are you feeling about the run-in?
Well, listen, firstly, I would like to applaud Albert and his Winston Churchill speech here, mate. That was different class, by the way. I want you as my next Prime Minister. Albert for
First
PM,
minute,
no
first
surrender.
minister.
I can just see you. I can just see Westminster saying, "Young boy up the hangman, Mr. Speaker, hold on the new Albert, I'm talking." You know what I mean?
I'd get
but
kicked
listen,
out of Parliament, mate.
aye, let the rest is, mate. Let the rest is. Listen, we're a form team. What, aren't we? We're a form team when you look at it. Aye,
Yeah.
we've lost. Sorry, we've only lost 2 games. Aye, and we've dropped points, silly points at times. But listen, there's only 5 games to go. All we need to do is string 5 games together. Forget the games that we've won. Just string 5 games together, and we're league champions. That's all we need to do. You know, we have got no fear whatsoever of beating Celtic. None whatsoever. They're by far the better team in there, right? Hearts, we battered them at Ibrox, right? And then obviously they get a couple of a dodgy goal and a couple of dodgy decisions the first game they played, and then obviously there were a dodgy decision at Tynecastle. If we go out there and play at Tynecastle, we'll take the points off of Hearts. We'll take the points off of Motherwell and all. You're right what you're saying, Port. Regarding Motherwell, it's a different kettle of fish. You know, but Glasgow Rangers, they're sitting a point off the top of the league, mate. You know, we're at home, we're at Ibrox. We should be fearing nobody at Ibrox, mate. Absolutely nobody. Look at the stature of some European teams that we've turned out at Ibrox and they big nights and big European nights. So, listen, playing Motherwell, that should be, I'm not saying it's a gimme, but listen, it should be a game Rangers should be going out to look and win well, you know, and then we look on to the next game against the Hearts. We fancy our chances through the Hearts, and then we go to Parkhead. And listen, we go to Parkhead and go and batter them at Parkhead and all. And then we've got Hibs at Ibrox. We win it, we beat Hibs, and that's us basically champions. We can go down to Falkirk and have a party for all the 900s. It's going to be there, or whatever the case may be with the allocation type thing. But listen, I'm the Albert big time on this. Big time. We should take no fear for where we came from regarding the way we started the season. We know what went on there. The way Danny Rose came in and got us into a brilliant, brilliant position. The players knew, surely to God, they've got to realise what's at stake here. You know, there's a lot of the players got to go back down to their parent clubs in the summertime. What a better way would to go with a league medal for Glasgow Rangers? You know what I mean? What that's what you call something brilliant on your football CV, going back to your parent club. Put players down there. What's it like playing with Rangers? Oh, I don't know. Oh, listen, well, there it's here. That's what Rangers are all about. League winners medals, and show them that winners medal. That's what it's all about. You know, so as I said, mate, I've got no qualms with the next 5 games. Obviously, we take one game at a time. We understand that. But this is supporters when we're jumping about. We're looking 3 and 4 games ahead. We look forward to Motherwell, and we should take care of Motherwell at the weekend, and we move on to the next game. But listen, it's all there for the taking, and we're the form team. We've got our tails up. The support's up for it. The players are up for it. So we're ticking all the right boxes. We go there, we turn it on, and we turn it on for Rangers, and listen, and make us champions. And that's what we want to do.
Well said, mate. Bridgeman, on the title running, is it exciting you? What's your thoughts on how it's going to go?
Well, you know, it's got to excite every Rangers fan, to be honest. We've got a fabulous, fabulous chance. The only thing is we've got to play the two contenders there, Celtic and Hearts, away from home. But other than that, it's still got a fabulous chance. and we never thought this was going to happen 3 months ago. We never dreamt we would get here 4 months ago before this manager came in. Here we are. We're there. We're second top of the league. And we must, by the way, I have to say this, we must win. Weekend, we must win that. No matter what happens, we've got to win it. Get 3 points, get them in the bag, and that's that. Then we can march on to the next. And let's see what the other teams do. And the only complaint I've got is that the other two teams of the contenders are going to play before we do, because we're on the Sunday. So that's to me, that's no right. These games should all be played roughly the same time as much as possible. That's the way I look at it. Then there's no that much advantage to people. However, we'll put up with all this crap for years and years and years with them. So we need to live with it. And we must win. If we win our next game, then the next game, and then the next game, we'll not have a problem. But we just keep winning. That's all we want to do. Get the winning feeling in. Keep winning, scoring as many goals as you can. I'll always go for the 1-0 just in case, of course. But no, for me, it's Rangers' title. It's there for the taking. We need to do it.
No said, Bridge. My opinion on it, guys, is, as you said, Billy, earlier on, one game at a time. I don't like look, especially the way it's going. The way it's going to be absolute chaos. I still think there'll be points dropped for Hearts, Celtic, and Rangers. That's my honest opinion. I think this is going to be as I said, a chaotic running, because of the mix-up and because of the, like Bridge says, early kick-offs, late kick-offs. That'll all come into play, because when you've got the pressure, if the other two have beat one in their early game and you're, like Bridge said, you're playing on the Sunday, then it more pressure on your team. I just hope your team swallow pressure and eat it and move on and win. Like you're saying, guys, win all 5 games. Win all 5 games, they win the title. I know I make it sound easy. I don't think it's going to be easy. Motherwell are chasing for a European place, so they'll not be out to try and disrupt. And that guy, the manager that has them now, if you watch the team, they've been our bogey team, guys. They've been our bogey team Motherwell this year. He doesn't play this, previous Motherwell football. He plays football, and if he comes to Ibrox and plays football, you know it suits us playing a team that opens up. The teams that seem to sit on us and double block us, that's where we seem to find it difficult. So, I don't think, and I've not seen it all season for Motherwell, they don't come out, they don't go to clubs to sit in. They don't, it's not that guy's style of football. So I think it'll be a good, close game. And I'm a Bridge man, it's probably going to be a 1-0 or a 2-1, in my opinion. So, Motherwell won't be easy either, guys, but we just need to take it one game at a time, tick it off, get to the next one. All better.
That's that, mate. It's as simple as that. Don't look any further than Motherwell. But the obvious thing we need to look at, and the guys, I'm sure the role and his coaching staff will drum it into the guys. But the 3 contenders for the league, we've got the hardest running. No doubt about that. No doubt. They just try to pretend, but no, we've got the hardest running. There's that many things against us. Touching on the earlier kick-offs, they're playing before there's all these things, but it doesn't matter. You need to overcome it. Where we've came from, we've gave them 13 points at the start and 9 points at start, respectively, and we've caught the both of them. Hearts are still 1 point clear. So we've gave them these starts, mate. And if we can overcome that, we can overcome these 5 games, starting with Motherwell. 1 game at a time, concentrating on Motherwell. If they open up against us, we'll give them a game, mate. We'll definitely give them a game. We're a different animal, especially if we've got all our players back. In fact, we've not heard the Pharaoh to find out how the squad's fared up after their wee break in their training session this week. So we don't know where we are with the injury front. But that said, doesn't matter. Whatever the problem that's put in front of us, and there's plenty of problems going to be put in front of us, and we've seen that, we just need to overcome them. And that's it. It's as simple as that. 1 game at a time, start with Motherwell. And I'm confident enough that we'll beat Motherwell.
Oh, Billy?
What's that, mate? Sorry, I never caught that. What?
Just in regards to what I said there, take we're running, mate. Albert came in and said, 1 game at a time. How do you see it going? game to game. You know, because I said earlier on, I still think the clubs above us and including us may drop points in this whole running because I don't think any games are given. I don't think you know Hearts have played Celtic and Motherwell, so the Celtic play both teams. So just you know how do you see the progress going forward in the final games of the league?
Well, firstly, Port, I understand your question, how you put it across, mate. But with no disrespect, mate, I'm just, and I just want to concentrate on what Glasgow Rangers do. That's all that matters to me. If other teams are going to drop points, let them drop points. You know, we can look at it as a football perspective and say, well, you know, Celtic's going to who's it they play? Is it Falkirk? Have got Falkirk will give them a game. So you're saying, well, listen, maybe something could happen with that game, and then you've got an Edinburgh derby to think about along that way. You know, obviously two teams going ding dong with one another, as you said. You know, Motherwell's gone for a European place, and so will the Hibs then, won't they? They'll be looking for that place and all. They're at home, mate. And the last thing they'll want is Hearts to go and win that league, you know, with the rivalry there. So they're going to be really up for it too. So anything can happen in that game, mate. So when other things happen round about us, mate, we've got no control over that. What you know, other teams dropping points, buddy. You know, we can only control what we do. And that's the bottom line here. What we do matters, you know, and what will be round about us, then that'll happen, you know. I can see Rangers going out, as I said, on at the weekend here, mate, and I think it'll be a good game. That you're correct what you're saying. That manager's going to come on. He's got to set his team up to come out and have a go, and that'll suit Rangers right down to the ground, mate. And you're right again. We struggle when teams try and sit in. You know, we struggle to break them down. But if teams want to come and play football, well, listen, we'll play football against you. We've got it in our locker to go and beat their teams. You know, but we've got it in our locker to beat all their teams in the next 5 games with what we've got. So I've got every confidence in Rangers getting out and getting the points in the bag at the weekend. And I'll go as far as I'll give a correct score. I think the Rangers are going to win convincingly, and I'll be about 3-1 to the Rangers. I know Southside will not like me getting Motherwell a goal if he's listening in or wherever he is, mate, the big man. But I fancy Rangers strongly at the weekend, and I'm going for a 3-1 victory for the Rangers, mate.
Well said, mate. Right, I'm going to just wrap up and give Albert what he's looking for. So the physio table is looking a bit crowded at worst possible time. Here is the latest from the training ground. So Romans, the Belgian left back, is out with a muscle injury. Danny Rose hopeful he'll be back for the final games, but Jade McGowan will continue to deputise. Diamandi's struggling with a shoulder issue, so he's a doubt for Sunday. Bailey Rice is still dealing with a muscle injury and expected to be back April. His future's also up in the air with his contract talks, as you well know, lads. Conor Barron is back after his knee injury, so that's the current standing in our injury. Lads,
what about Nedry?
He's the same, mate. Sorry, he's got a muscle injury as well, mate. Muscle injury. He's a doubt. That's what it's saying.
When's this today?
That's right. From today, mate. Yep. That's from today.
So as I said, it doesn't matter if they're injured or no. Who's injured, who's not. It's good to have them all back. I'd like to have them all back, but it's just another thing we need to overcome. It's just another thing to overcome.
Yeah.
Start one game at a time, mate.
Yeah. It seems like they're just. It says doubt, mate. It says doubt. So they might be well available, mate. Our Rangers might be keeping their cards close to their chest. I hope Danny Rose get a wee ace up his sleeve and he's just keeping his cards close to his chest. Whoever's divulged that information to whoever that is, it's written that. Maybe it's not true. No, not everything's written's true, lads, is it? Not everything true is written.
Right, that's training. Right, sorry.
Exactly, mate. Well, I'm going to bring a good show to an end. Excellent chat for yourself, Albert, Bridgeman, superb again, and Billy. Thank you very much for joining us. I think we had a couple of technical issues with the phone tonight. I apologise to all the listeners. It's out there trying to call in. Keep calling in because usually make the show. The callers always make the show. Albert, let's hear your three final comments, mate.
Enjoyed the show. Enjoyed it with yourself, Port, Fridge, and Bully Phone, and just a wee shout out to my mate Dougie, who's on holiday. Take care, pal. Enjoy your holiday. Aye, so enjoyed it, mate. On to Motherwell, and let's go on with the business. I'm up for it, mate. I've sharpened my studs up. I'm ready to play.
What's your score?
2-0 to the Rangers.
Well said, mate. Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? Marvellous night. Superb night, Port Bear. Of course, thank you to Albert taking me through it, and the techie boys in the background, and our good guest there, Billy, for joining us. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, this is our team. We're marching forward, guys, one at a time, well, a day at a time, a game at a time. That's what we're doing, and let's go and do it. 1-0 for the Rangers for the weekend, 1-0 from the Bridgeman. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us, and so do they.
Billy.
Listen, best show in ages, troops. Absolutely brilliant. Loved every minute, mate. Great flowing rants. You know I love it when everybody's ranting and raving. It's brilliant. Listen, it's all about, the show's all about encouraging debate. That's what it's all about. And listen, Rangers, let's batter the Steelman into molten metal at the weekend day. But thanks again, Port. Cheers, Albert. Cheers, Bridgeman. Good night, lads. And cheers for taking my call. Come on, Rangers. Let's do this.
Well said, Billy. No night, mate. Alright, can I thank Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals, as because without them there's no show. Can also thank Albert and Bridgeman for participating in the show. Great chat with Albert and Bridgeman as always. Thanks to all the troops in the socials, Facebook and YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in, listening in. And can I say good night and God bless, troops. Great to be on, great to be back as always. And night night.